Where my remote is. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. My back is killing me. I literally did I did back extensions today. My back is fucking hurting like hell. She said, man, we're not used to this background. Baby, this is all y'all get today. She said, do that again. I'm about to. We're going to start off with something. We're going to cleanse the energy. That's how we're going to start off. So y'all take your deep breaths. Close your eyes. Breathe in, breathe out. All right. I need to, I don't feel like it. I call it just speaking nicer to yourself or speaking, my bad, that was accident. I was okay. But somebody may need to start speaking affirmations or maybe like put post-its on your mirror, and just remind yourself to say those things daily, or you need the reminder to say those things daily. Affirmations are important because what you say, ultimately you believe. So if you condition yourself to believe the affirmations that you speak on a daily, that will become your reality. There are many ways to manifest. It's somebody you need to transition and change your mind. Somebody that needs to be a renewing that happens in your mind. I do want to start off with a deck that I haven't used in a while. But I do feel like there's a lot of deep healing that's happening at this time during this full moon. For some reason, there's a releasing, a deep releasing that's happening. I remember last week and I told y'all I heard the word purge in my spirit. I will be so fucking happy when this tattoo heal. I've never had a tattoo heal like this. But I have been hearing the word purge in my spirit. So purge just means to spiritually cleanse, remove all negative energy, and literally align with your highest self. So that's what's happening at this time. There's a purge that's happening spiritually, and you are being called to release. And a part of that releasing is the way that you speak to yourself. Look at the full moon. What else with the deck? Setting healthy boundaries. Somebody, you may need to set affirmation. I'm sorry, you may need to set boundaries, but your affirmations have a lot to do with what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. I'm saying breadcrumbs for somebody. Child, look, release past wounds at the bottom of the deck. Spirit guides, ancestors, and angels of my highest light, protect my energy. Give me messages of clarity, insight, guidance, and truth. Allow no negative entity or energy to attach itself to my energy or anything connected to me or the collective. Ooh, let the truth set you free. Somebody, you got to name those wounds. That's the first thing I heard. You got to name your wounds, y'all. You can't heal what you don't address. Let the truth set you free. Speak the truth you've hidden. Your need, your fear, your regret. Freedom begins there. Somebody, you just need to be honest with yourself about what it is that you've been holding on to. What it is that you just, for some reason, you just can't let it go. Or, you know, whatever that looks like for you. Somebody, you got to sit down with yourself. I know, I'm telling y'all, I don't give a damn how you feel about it. I don't care how you feel about my prices. What I will say is that I am offering 30% off to those who are subscribed to the YouTube. If you would like to purchase a spiritual bath, I am offering 30% off because there's a purge that is happening at this time and you need to cleanse your energy. I'm not going to keep saying it because I feel like that's why Spirit has called me to even move platforms, because everybody don't want to do the work. And I literally can only lead people who want to do the work. I can't entertain people who see what I do as entertainment or feel like what I do is just because I don't have anything else to do with my time. I have plenty to do with my time. I have a child, I have a job, I have a home. I have real life bills. I don't just sit on TikTok and beg people to buy readings from me. I actually invest into the wellness of your spirit. And I know that the people who are actually migrating over to the other platform are people who are genuinely hungry for their soul's ascension. All right. So I'll start by saying that. But cleansing is a big part of no, let me not say just cleansing. Let me say releasing. That's what I want to say. Thank you, Spirit. Releasing is a big, you said subscribe to. Yes, the link is in my bio. The link is in my bio. It's through my link tree. But releasing is a big part of your ascension, because how can you ascend holding on to things that are weighing you down? An airplane doesn't even, an airplane works just like that. Like an airplane won't ascend if it's overweight. Like there's gonna be so much turbulence, the ride gonna be rocky, you're not gonna feel safe. There's so many things that can malfunction when things are overweight. Think about even us as humans, y'all. When we don't take care of ourselves, we're not mindful what we put into our bodies. Our spirits work just the same exact way. When you're not mindful of what you're pouring into your spirit, we're not mindful of the words that you're speaking and how they take root in our bodies. You have, like, mindfulness is what God is calling the collective to at this time. But Spirit say first you got to release. Somebody, I'm saying somebody's spirit, your spirit needs to either cry, or there's something, I'm seeing like a womb energy. Somebody you need to release, but from your womb. And sometimes we bury things in places that can hold it. Think about our womb, y'all, especially as women. If we can carry 10-pound babies, if we can carry a life force, you telling me you can't store trauma in your womb? Like, think about it, y'all. Like, when you really process these things and you start to understand how your body has placed things in your womb and stored it and treated it like a basement or an attic that just holds old things and shit that really need to go. If you ain't swept out your basement, cleaned it out, it's that time. It's time to release things that don't serve you. I'm saying somebody like sweeping their house, but God is saying it's definitely time for a clean house. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence. Of course it's not. That we have a full moon as we enter into a new month. The month of August is going to be beautiful. I feel like so because right before you enter into a new month of new blessings, you are releasing before you step foot into a new month. Somebody, you got to name it. You got to name what hurt you. You got to name the people that hurt you. But more importantly, you got to name how you showed up. I'll be purchasing a protection spell tomorrow. Okay, love. I think I'm going to go ahead and start doing some stuff tonight. And I know I trust you. So I'll just go ahead and start working on it tonight because I have a lot of stuff that I need to do. I've already started dressing some candles and stuff. How long is the sale? Till Friday. I'll do it until Friday because the full moon is tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday. I know I'm not gonna want to do that Saturday. My son come back. So Friday is the last day I'll do it. And all y'all do is just send me a screenshot of your YouTube subscription and I'll send you the 30% off code. All right. But I really want y'all to get those baths that I did. When I tell y'all, I don't know what type of power I be channeling. I do. I know exactly what the power I be channeling. I be channeling Holy Spirit. I be channeling my benevolent ancestors, my spirit guides, Archangel Michael. I just become a vessel for them, like, because I know what my people need. Get y'all a bath. You're going to get a bath. Did you do the first bath? How was it? When you did your first bath, how was it? Each bath is batched differently. It just depends on what spirit calls me to do. Like, and what they want me to pray over and what they want me to pull out. She said, yes, it was good. Okay. I really do feel like my collective should be cleansing once a month. The only reason why my prices are the way they are because shipping is so expensive. It literally costs me $20 to ship a bath. So, sorry about the prices, y'all, but shipping is high as fuck. And they don't cut you no deal if you own a business or you got, they don't do that. What's this? I'm going to take this. Align with your higher path, y'all. Listen. For the bait, how was it done? What do you ask me? Somebody, before you can walk in alignment, you have things that you need to release and things that you need to name. And somebody I'm hearing father wounds. I'm from Jamaica. How would shipping go? Ooh, girl. Woo! Message me. Yeah. Message me. Oh, somebody sent me a direct message. Oh, probably Maria. DM me. We'll talk about it because I got to figure that one out. Girl, we'll figure something out. Girl. The spirit say you might just need to call me. I might just pray for you over the phone because everybody got to be cleansed differently. You got to do what you got to make do with what you got. But yeah, so a part of your alignment is going to be naming things, y'all. Like, how can you ascend? You can't even be real with yourself. Like, a part of ascension comes with the knowing. Somebody, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to be accountable and be honest with yourself about how you showed up in certain situations. Like, it comes to a level of accountability where you just look at your old self and you, like, I literally talked to myself today. I talked to my past. I know that I'm still struggling and I still have a past version of myself that is trying its hardest to stay attached to me. And I know that I am on the brink of my breakthrough. And I cannot allow my past triggers, my old mindset, toxic behaviors, thought patterns, and unhealthy routines to follow me where God is taking me. And I literally talked to that version of myself that thinks that she still got a hold of me. And I told her, I said, girl, you got to die. I said, you have to die because there's a version of me that needs to live, not wants to live, that needs to live. Like, there's a version of me that literally there's prophecies that's been prayed over my life. Like, think about when y'all get readings and y'all see where y'all get the Ace of Pentacles and the new beginnings and things like that. That is literally a prophecy over your life that things are literally ordained to change. But you have to walk in that. You have to own that. And you have to tell a version of yourself, I want what God has for me. And because I know that that is in store for me, I no longer give you access. You gotta talk to yourself like that. The version of myself that settled for less, the version of myself that was okay with breadcrumbs, you don't have any space to live anymore. That's what dying to yourself looks like. Dying to your flesh looks like. When you tell yourself, I no longer want that for myself. What do you think fasting is like when you stop eating certain foods or you abstain from certain things? Like, you tell yourself, I don't want that for myself no more. It's not healthy for me. It's not providing me clarity. I can't hear God right now. Most of the time we can't hear God because we be so full of shit. That's just the truth, y'all. The reason why we can't hear God is because we be full of shit. It's the truth. The more you align with your soul's truth, and that's crazy. The more you align with your soul's truth, and then the first card says, "Let the truth set you free." So when you can start naming things, and when you can say it without shame and without guilt, then that's how you know you're moving into alignment. When you can be honest with yourself, even when it don't sound good, like that level of accountability. You want bad mama jamma, I tell y'all that. It says the more you align with your soul's truth, the less resistance you'll face. Resistance is literally what it looks like when a plane is trying to take off, but it's so fucking heavy that it can't even accelerate at the speed that it needs to take off. A car, y'all ever seen a car with when people moving or something like that, or they got like a y'all see them big ass trucks when they like pulling a trailer or pulling another car, it even sit lower because of what it's pulling. Resistance. Flow with purpose, not pressure. Oh, I know that's fucking right. I'm gonna have to get that tatted. Flow with purpose, not pressure. That's what I used to have right here, but it's a cover up, and it says flow your peace of. Guard your peace of mind. I don't know how to do that. It say review the community gift, but it said guard your peace of mind, flow not force. That's what it said. What else is the collective releasing at this time, or what else do they need to release at this time? Hi. She said, we're not used to this setting. Child, restore mind, body, and spirit. I fucking love this. Because this is literally all I'm saying. Restoration is needed. So in order to restore your mind, body, and soul, you got to cleanse. So today when I was praying, that's crazy because I was literally, I think that's Romans. Isn't it? I think it's Romans. But I literally was praying. I told God, renew the right spirit in me. Let me be transformed. Let me be transformed by the renewing of my mind. Like, I literally want to die to my old thoughts, the voices, or, and yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. But y'all know when we have voices of negativity, where we tell ourselves like, is it really going to happen? How long is it going to take? Or maybe I should do it this way. Maybe I should go this route so it can happen quicker. Like, we all have those thoughts. You can call them thoughts, voices, like whatever you want to say. But voices sound a little crazy. So let me say thoughts. But we all have those thoughts that really don't affirm us or really push us into alignment. They kind of like hold us and keep us stagnant. True healing happens when you align mind, body, and spirit. Reconnect to your essence. Somebody, you need to spend time with self. Even if you're just soaking in Epsom salt and spending that time. Y'all, literally, when I took my cleansing bath tonight, I sat in it, I soaked, and I listened to frequencies. And I literally could feel like energy leave my body that did not belong. That's the best way I could put it. I literally felt things that needed to shed, leave, because that's what I commanded. I said, you can't stay here. I ain't no mother, I ain't no host for nothing but the Spirit of God, all knowing, almighty, King of all kings, Lord of all lords. Because you got to be specific, child. It's many gods around this motherfucker. It's a lot of them. When people be worshiping certain deities and stuff, them little demigods and mini gods and stuff, you got to be specific with what God you are connecting to and speaking to. All knowing, the omnipresent God, okay? Creator. You gotta be, you gotta be specific. And that's what be wrong with people. And then they be like, oh, I tried spirituality and it just didn't work for me. No, you didn't educate yourself. You didn't want to spend time. You didn't want to spend time with self. And you didn't want to spend time with God. You were only urgent to see how you can manipulate your lifestyle, how you can get things that you want. But you didn't understand that everything that is outside of the will of God will come with a sacrifice. But when you truly when you take the time to learn, all it come with is obedience. When you obey God, you will really get to see what overflow looks like. But when you don't listen, then you find yourself sacrificing things that you wasn't willing to sacrifice, but you had to because of what it is that you were trying to obtain. Untangle emotional dependency. Somebody, you're learning how to detach in simple forms. You are learning how to release and cancel contracts that you came into agreement with that you didn't even know, knowingly and unknowingly. You know how deep that is? That means that when you gave somebody access to your womb that didn't deserve it, you signed a contract spiritually, whether you believe it or not. So many of y'all, or many of us, let me say many of y'all, because I canceled that shit and I returned it to the abyss because it can't live here. But many of y'all still are in covenant with people that you had sex with years ago because you haven't released their energy from your womb. That's why a part of you craves emotional dependency. You need something to cling to. You still feel like somebody owes you something while you haven't been able to release a certain person. It's because you are still tangled to that person. They still have access to your womb. Call your power back. Cut the energetic cord. Say, and you have to speak with authority. I cut every energetic cord that is still holding on and stealing and siphoning my life force. I call all my energy back to me in peace, love, and light. And I cut the energetic cord. And as I cut it, it burns. And any residue left behind, I release. Because you got to think, when you cut something, you burn it, you got ashes left, you got residue. It come with a smell. You got to release that. Y'all know the people who be having BV, that uncured BV? That's nothing but demons. And that's a download that I'm getting. The reason why, because ain't nothing in this world that can't be cured. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't care what a doctor say. Anything, because you got to think about how things are even contracted and created. No. God, no. The world just don't work like that. It don't work like that. You got antibiotics, and you telling me you can't cure BV? Maybe it's because you still fucking with that same person. Maybe it's because you, even if you do go a while, you always go back. Maybe it's because you haven't really cleansed your spirit. So your vessel is only a reaction of what you neglected spiritually. That's just like when people have these illnesses and doctors can't explain how it happened because you got built up stress and tension. When love feels like survival, it's not love, it's fear. You're safe without the attachment. The only reason why you cling on to people or hold on to things that you need to let go of is because you feel like you feel safer with somebody around. But what you don't understand is that God is always there. That's why I say the omnipresent God. That means that even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. That lets me know that God is with me at all times. Like, that's why I teach y'all and tell y'all about the word of God. Because when you know these things, you don't stress the same. You don't fear. You walk with power. You walk in confidence. You walk with authority. And even when doubt creeps in, you remember, oh, yeah, though I walk to the valley of the shadow of death, I should fear no evil. For they're all with me. They're running themselves, they comfort me. Okay, so God got me. Like, you got to remind yourself of things like this. You don't want to attach to people, or you don't feel the need to be attached to anybody outside of you, because you understand that God is already there. So honestly, anybody outside of you is just an addition. But nothing should be, until you get married and until you tell God and vow to God that you will treat that soul as good as you treat yourself. That's when you are intertwined with a person. And that's why marriage is so sacred. And that's why most of them don't last, because people do go into marriages treating their partner how they treat themselves. And most of the time, we aren't good to ourselves, y'all. So because we haven't even done the inner work, because we haven't even not healed as in completion, but because we haven't even started healing, we walk into situations and we project that energy. So now we got just people just traumatized, traumatic as fuck. And then finally you get a divorce, and then you so motherfucking scared from your first experience that you don't want to open your heart again. But the reason why you don't want to open your heart is because you also don't want to admit that you only stayed in that situation because you didn't love yourself. The level of acceptance that comes with moving forward and ascending really will make you sit with yourself. People don't be ready. That's what spirit mean when spirit say speak your truth. You got to be honest with yourself. Why did you stay in that situation that long? Because you were codependent, because you felt like your value was wrapped up in that person. You would do anything just for that person to value you, to tell you that they love you. You would do anything for that person to stay, because you feel like your value was wrapped up in whatever they offered, which is probably breadcrumbs. So here you are over giving and over proving only to get a piece or a corner, or you happy to even get a sniff of the bread. Spirit say accept imperfection. Understand that you won't get it right all the time. It's not about getting it right. It's about doing it better each and every time. Hey, Gabby. It's about doing it right each and I'm sorry. It's not about doing it right. It's about getting better with time, y'all. That's what it's about. It's about putting your best foot forward, trying your best, and understanding that I showed up the best I could with what I had. Not making excuses for yourself, but really knowing when you really did try your best. Perfection doesn't exist. Embrace your flaws and those of others. They are the key to growth. So in order to grow, you gotta accept the fact that you didn't show up as your best self, even though you think you did. Like when y'all be coming to me talking about, I gave my all to this person. That's the problem. That's an imperfection that you just gotta accept. Like you gave parts of yourself that you was still healing. So how you gonna give something away that was already broken? So what you think you gave to them was really nothing. I'm sorry. You valued your brokenness. They didn't. You only valued it because you thought they could heal it. But I'm not gonna do too much preaching tonight, y'all. I'm not gonna do that to y'all. What else? Let's get two more from this deck. Cause child, I just know I'm triggering folks. Y'all see somebody sitting at work just thinking back and replaying shit. I didn't see it. Child, restore. I cannot fucking make it up, y'all. Look, this shit say restore the broken self. Listen, y'all giving somebody broken pieces, want them to fix it. Go heal that shit. Go sit with yourself. Go take accountability. Go realize that the reason why you only want, she said, no, we need to hear it. The only reason why you want somebody else to heal it is because you don't want the responsibility, because you know it's too heavy. Why would you put that on somebody else and then get upset when they don't give that to you? Because they see the gravity of it too. And most people don't even want to help you because they got their own shit going on. Like, can't nobody help you push shit when they pushing their own. Parts of you were left behind in pain. Child, I'm gonna get out this shit. Every time I just find myself repeating myself and repeat myself. Cause I don't, that's why I be telling you, I do not be needing these cards. I said what I said to begin with. Call all your power back. That's why I feel like YouTube is gonna be better too. Because my video is literally gonna be like 5 minutes. Once I say what I say, that really just be it. Because I know what God is telling me. And when I press this start button and y'all start coming in here and I told y'all that God is calling y'all to release and to call your power back. Release anything, any residue, any spiritual residue, any contracts that you come into agreement with knowingly and unknowingly. God is calling you to release that stuff. And then once you release that, then you call your power back. Don't call your power back and then release and then have your spirit intertwined with shit that don't belong there. Release things that no longer serve you. Cleanse your energy and then have the courage to call your power back. Because by the time you call it back, you're going to know exactly what to do with it. You're not going to mishandle yourself no more. You're going to realize when you call your power back, you'll realize how much of yourself you was giving away and discounting. And I told my, I even forgave myself, or I started expressing the need to forgive myself for giving people a discounted price because I didn't understand my own value. When you don't understand your own value, you will discount your price. You will discount self, whatever that looks like. Whether it's actual monetary, whether it's actually just giving access, or whatever that may look like, you will discount yourself because you don't understand the gravity of your presence. You don't understand the gravity of people having access to you. Parts of you were left behind in pain. That means that them times when you was overgiving and over explaining and begging, I done been there. I done over explained. I done cried. I done begged. And I love parts of myself with whoever that was, because people will take that energy and they will understand how you feel about them and they will harness that. And that's how people still be having to pull on your energy even when they're not around. Well, like, why does this person still have access to me? God, why can't I move on? It ain't because that's your fucking person. It's because you was just dumb enough to give it away for free. You out here giving out life force. That's what they call vampires. You giving out life force to vampires. They ain't even got to suck the blood out of you. You just like, here you go. Like, treat them like a blood bank. Like, that's just crazy. And I'm not judging. I got to put it like that because the only way that you ever really make a change is if somebody put it to you like that. Because I had to be real with myself. Nobody told me, like certain people would, but I was stubborn. I didn't give a fuck what nobody had to say. But then when I started, God tells us that only a fool returns to his vomit. And once I realized what I was eating and pulling into my body, when I started being more cognizant of what I was feeding myself, whether it be actual food, whether it be actual words, whether it be actual people that I was having conversation with, when I started being cognizant of what I was intaking spiritually, mentally, and physically, then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Something ain't right. You are ready to. Parts of you were left behind in pain. Call them home. You are ready to become whole again. Your spirit, yeah, you got to stop that. You got to break that, because your own stubbornness is only creating a trap for you. You want to know something? I don't think she on here, but one of my clients, and I'll bring it up again when she come, because this is a download and I'll remember when I see her name. But I did a road opener for her. I just messaged her because I don't want to tell y'all who it is. Good evening. I hope you're having a great night. I am. I hope you are as well. She did a road opener. She texted me. She was like, "Oh my God, girl." She made a couple stacks of money. Money was flowing. She was like, "I'm so thankful, this, and that." Then she come back like a week later. She was like, "Oh my God, I fucked my money up." And I was like, all right, let's be honest here. I said, it sounds like you may be standing in your own way. I think you got a little ahead of yourself and you start standing in your own way. See, when you get ahead of yourself, that's literally saying I'm standing in my own way. Think about what it looks like to get ahead of you. If you're getting ahead of you, that means that you're standing in your own way. Never get ahead of yourself. Don't ever do that. Like, be humble enough to stay where you are and grasp everything in. Getting ahead of yourself even looks like anxiety, worried about the next thing, or focused on the next thing, focusing on not only the next day, but then the days after that. Like, that's just too much for the human mind to even take in. Like, you still haven't even processed the day that you had. Somebody, you need to spend time on processing. And you want to know something? This is a full circle moment, because my therapist even talked about this with me. She was saying that about the first hour or two of sleep, we're not actually sleep. We're actually having REM sleep. And that REM sleep is used for us to process our day. So in the first 2 hours of our sleep, when our eyes are closed, they're literally just going like this. But I don't know the scientific part of it, but that's our brain taking in everything that we seen, everything that we heard, and processing our emotions and what we felt. So sometimes we'll be harnessing energy that we process in a sleeping realm, and then we wake up with that same energy. That's why you have to be renewed and ask God for a fresh sense of peace of mind daily. You have to be renewed daily. That's why God said, don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about tomorrow, because today has its own troubles. That means that today don't worry at all, because he didn't give us a spirit of worry or fear, but focus on today. Process today. I'm not saying don't plan. I'm not saying don't make a vision board. What I'm saying is, when it comes to emotions and making certain decisions that you may feel like that need an instant reaction, process it. Allow your brain to really take in what happened, sleep on it. That's why God say it's okay to be angry, but don't wake up with that same anger, because you need to process it. You need the full day to process it. Shape your future. You are the creator of your future. Make choices that reflect your highest self. When you're making choices, ask yourself, does this benefit the version of me now? Or does this benefit the version of me that I'm becoming? And when you start thinking like that, you really start thinking like, I really wouldn't want that for myself. Or I really don't think that's really good for me right now. Like, I know what I'm working on. I know what I'm building. And that's just a distraction. Like, when you start internalizing things, you want to know what's fucking crazy? I'm having another download, because that literally just came out in the fucking collective yesterday when I got on live, when that devil energy came out, and I read the book for y'all. But literally, it talked about how we will go and live our day-to-day lives and not process nothing. Let me go grab that shit, because I gotta read it again. That's why God had me grab the book in the first place. Let me read it again. We're going to read the devil card, because that's some real shit, y'all. Like, we blame, like, I remember my pastor when I was in high school. I'm so glad I was raised a certain way, and that I actually have a real relationship with God, because I see that God is in everything. But she said we give the devil too much credit. And I fucking agree. Like, why do people give the enemy so much credit? Why would you give the enemy that much credit? Like, why would you do that? And people do it so much. Like, if the devil and the devil can be an actual being, it can be a human, it can operate in a workplace, it can just be a spirit that dwells in a person, because God even tells us that we don't fight against flesh and blood but spirits and principalities in high places, right? So why do you, if there is any power in demons, it's because you give it to it. Because you got to understand, life, y'all, life and death, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Do you know how powerful a life force is? Like, think that I was just telling y'all that womb force energy is so powerful. You create life, you carry life. And you don't think that when you speak life that you're not giving something power? Why would you discount why the authority that God gave you as a gift, you just giving away for free like it has no value? Why would you do that? Hey, why would you do that? So God then gave you a gift, and he told you your gift was going to make room for you, and you were just out here giving it out. You just giving the enemy all types of power and authority over your life, not knowing that it belongs to you. The devil only know what you... Come on, God. The devil only know what you tell him. So before you speak, you need to think about what you're saying. That's why you got 2 ears, two. You got everything of 2 except for your mouth. And I'm even learning how to shut the fuck up. Because sometimes, like, I feel like people be trying me, and I feel like I got to respond. But, y'all, the best response is none. People going to think you crazy because you ain't got shit to say. Oh, you ain't got nothing to say? Somebody said, I'm about to be a regular, as you should. Come let your soul grow. Your soul need this. The devil in this deck. Look at these people. Look at these people. And look how the devil just is holding their minds captive. They look normal. They look like they got a family. They look like they got the nice house. They look like they got this and that. But their minds are literally being held captive. It says you mowed the lawn, washed the dishes, and done the laundry. But have you addressed the devil today? The life in the photograph may look happy and perfect, but underneath the surface of our daily routines are our passions and vices. You may have attempted to deny them or hide them away, but they will always rise again. Your sins and weaknesses exist. The devil must be acknowledged and addressed. Refusal to do so will result in your desires manifesting themselves in distorted and corrupted ways. You must look deep inside yourself to identify those repressed urges and recognize whether you are dealing with them in healthy ways or allowing them to manifest in ways that trap you in a poison life. When somebody pissed you off, are you processing it? Are you actually thinking about how they got you fucked up? So when you do go and tell somebody that they got you fucked up, you can actually explain to them to a level of comprehension. Like, sometimes the reason why you and somebody can't see eye to eye because you haven't even processed how you feel in a way that they can digest it. Because you, in that moment, you like, they got me fucked up now. But really, honestly, if you could just take a step back and just realize, I'm not in a space to explain myself. You're not in a space to receive. We'll circle back to this. And if we don't, then it is what it is. But the healthy thing to do is circle back. Really the same thing. Somebody piss you off, same thing. But it's the truth, y'all. When we leave things unchecked, we end up manifesting our desires out of trauma, out of hurt, out of built up anger, out of depression, out of anxiety. And so you get things, but then you only get it halfway of what you asked for. What are you leaving unchecked in your life? Because God is calling you to release, and you can't release what you choose to hold on to, because what you hold on to literally manifests into your reality. And then you be like, oh my God, I knew this was going to happen. No, you held on to it. You harnessed it, and you didn't understand that when you hold on to something, it's right here in your womb. And that's literally where your life force is. That's literally where you create it. And if it wasn't so, then why do we carry children there? What you take in your womb, you have to release that. And if you don't release that, then it literally grows and it grows, and then you give birth to it. And that's a manifestation. What you allow to fester and grow is what you manifest. So if you're going to fester and grow something, let it be positive words. Why don't you feed yourself positivity? Write them affirmations on your mirror. Remind yourself. Put shit in your car. But if you got to do whatever you got to do for your soul to ascend in this season, because let me tell y'all what God coming back looks like. And I'm not saying in a tangible way, but I'm talking about in a spiritual way. What it looks like for Christ to come back is for common sense to come back, for consciousness of higher alignment to return. That means that, oh, let me stop being so logical. Let me stop being dumb. Let me tap into what God might be actually trying to say to me. Like, to really have Christ consciousness. Think about how Christ thought. Think about what Christ consciousness looked like. There were things that Jesus knew only because he was in tune with God. He knew who was going to betray him. He understood that when he was in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, that he was going to be tempted, and he had to have enough willpower and strength to say no. That's what Christ consciousness looks like. That means that even if it looks good, even if it may satisfy and fulfill me in this moment, I know the assignment that I'm on. And you have to have enough willpower to tell people, places, and things, and even yourself know when it's not conducive to your own growth. That's if you want it that bad. If you ever really want to see overflow in your life, if you ever really want to, because I tell y'all all the time, when we do readings and stuff like that, it is based on the energy that you are in, and it always comes with a choice, because you have to choose your salvation. You have to choose your alignment. You have to choose where you want to be. God ain't gonna force you into heaven so you can sit around and pout with your hands crossed like this because if to you it ain't fun, or to you thought it was gonna be this and that. And heaven is really just that overflow state. Like, you didn't know that abundance was gonna look like you had to let go of them toxic ass friends that only drink on Saturdays and Fridays and invite you into sections where you get flat out drunk and they gotta carry you around because you still think that's cute. You didn't know that your abundance in heaven looked like that. Letting that go, when I say that, they're like, you didn't know it looked like that. And don't let nobody trick y'all and tell y'all that you gotta die in order to experience any type of enlightenment or happiness or abundance. That ain't true. Whoever said that? It ain't even in the fucking Bible. When you die, there will be more and so much more. But while you're on earth, you will suffer, and that's all you will ever have. Like, yeah, do that come in life? Absolutely. Ain't all peaches and cream. Like, we are going to experience loss. We're going to experience betrayal. And that's why I say, when we say Christ consciousness, if Jesus went through it, and that's if you on that type of level, or you can accept Jesus Christ. I'm not saying I'm not here to convert. I'm not even a Christian. But what I do understand is true reverence for God. And I can understand the analogies and parables and everything that the Bible does represent. Oh, thank you. So if it's like, if Jesus experienced all of that, but he still walked with God, like, I ain't saying you got to be crucified and nailed and all this other stuff. I ain't even gonna get into all of that. I don't want to talk about that. But I'm just talking about just a day-to-day walk of what your journey will look like. You're gonna experience people who betray you, who will literally they will start you off, they will get you going, they will be supporting, they'll show up, they'll show up. But then somewhere along the journey, they betray you, they stop showing up, they're no longer loyal. But when you tapped in, you understand that people serve their purpose and everything is everything. Yeah, check yourself, cleanse yourself, and be honest with yourself. It's not about perfection. It's about building. It's about putting one foot in front of the other instead of just standing there. Sometimes people just be waiting for somebody to push them. It don't work like that. You got to consciously make the decision to put one foot in front of the other and not look back. Think about what happened to Lot's wife, y'all. God delivered her and her husband from a place of famine, destruction, chaos, and this hoe had the nerve to look back. Y'all ever seen them scary movies like Saw and stuff? When them people be begging, they be like, "Oh my God, don't kill me." You silly. Hey Teddy. When y'all don't be seeing them scary movies and they be like, "Oh my God, I want to get out. Let me out." And then somehow, some way, it's always a way that they get out. Now, if you know you got a free way to get the fuck up out of there, why would you go back? Don't y'all hate when a hoe fall? Like, bitch, you only fail because you look back. Like, what you looking back for? Just keep, like, if you get got, you get got. But I know good and well, I'm not going to get got because I look back. I know damn well that. I was just a slow hoe one. But I won't get got because I look back, I tell you that. That's how them hoes be tripping. Because they be done look back. And then you realize that you weren't running as fast. But if you had just kept moving forward, listen. What's up? Just wrote down my binding and loosing prayer for my spiritual. Love it. Absolutely love that for you. I absolutely love that for you. I gotta show y'all the book that I got. It's a book. It's called Prayers That Root Demons. That is a powerful ass book. When I tell y'all, it speaks against every spirit of idolatry, lack, perversion, sexual immorality. It speaks against so many different spirits and demons that we come across day to day, and things that we harness spiritually that we just don't have the strength or even the knowledge to release. Like, do y'all not know how many spirits y'all carry around and you haven't even done a yoni steam? So it's still people who have access to your life force because you haven't cleansed it. And you wonder why you got fibroids, or why you got cysts, or why you got PCOS. Because I'll tell y'all something that I know. My doctor told me I had PCOS and that I'd never have a child. And I was out here, I was living my best life with my baby daddy like I just couldn't have a child. And God said, oh, okay, we're going to show you something. Because that relationship didn't affect me until after I had my child. I was the most high vibrational person that you could ever come across. And I'm back there now. Like, you most definitely. But I still have to heal from giving my womb away when it wasn't. God let me stay clean right up until I got pregnant. And even then, because he carried me through my pregnancy. But afterwards, God told me to let it go. And I didn't. And that's when everything that I had, that's when I started taking on his energy. That's when I started like losing myself. I started gaining, and it wasn't just postpartum. It was spiritual, y'all. They named these things to give them medical terms, but the reason why we be losing ourselves as women is because a part of our identity is wrapped up in something else, and we didn't call it back. Like, I feel like I could be a doula, or I could see that in my future. I like somewhere down the line, like being a doula. Like, because people don't understand the gravity of bringing life into this world. But then you got to think, you still share a life force. So you have to rejuvenate and recuperate. That's why they still say, that's why they say still take prenatals. And think about it. You still feeding the baby's still taking your nutrients. If you feed from your breast, like everything about pouring back into you is significant. Even when you give in life. Think about even like how I explained it earlier when we give power to demons and shit like that. You just giving it away and you ain't pouring nothing back. That's why in the book of Matthew, when they say the demon left the house that was clean and no, the demon left and found, when he came back, he found the home clean and swept. It was clean and swept. So you can take your spiritual bath, you can clean and soak in it, but you better be pouring the word of God back in you. You better be speaking affirmations to yourself. You better be reminding yourself that I can't go back to a version of myself that I was disgusted by. You better remind yourself that I no longer lack, that I'm no longer making decisions that pull me back into a season that I just no longer want to indulge in. Some seasons literally long lasting than they're supposed to, because we don't want to make the decisions that are necessary, because we don't want to know what our life will look like without the job, without the relationship, without the family, without things that really they ain't supposed to be there no fucking way. Like, it ain't even no room for what God got for you and whatever else you holding on to. And you want to know something? God ain't gonna move it out the way and just put and land you the blessing, because you're gonna mishandle it. You're gonna mishandle it. You gotta choose it. That's why it's about a choice. Okay, then those 7 days, child by. Then the motherfucker got the nerve to come check and see. Oh shit, this bitch done cleaned up, done moved shit around. Oh shit, she got to clean up in this hole. Let me go grab my other demon friends, cause now we finna get comfortable. Now we finna really take over. Now we finna really own this shit. That's like when the demon love is like, oh, she ain't put no lock. She cleaned up, but she ain't put no lock pad on. She went and got all this new furniture, but she ain't put no lock pad on. You done went and bought that brand new car. You ain't put no tint on your windows. Like you not who you are. Like you not divine. Like God ain't give you, like you ain't got no authority. Like, come on, man. You downplaying yourself, because most people won't tell you what your value is. You create your value. You name the price. And a lot of y'all been discounting yourself. And I'm just being real. And I can say that because I once discounted myself. I once didn't know who I was, didn't know where I was coming or going. And honestly, I was just somebody who knew I had a big heart, and I would do anything, and not anything, but I was willing to give parts of myself just to get a piece of somebody. And I'm not just saying anybody. I'm specifically my child's father. Like, I literally I proved myself. I did so much. I would come home from work. I'm tired as fuck. I already worked. And my old schedule was 9 to 8. That's why only went live on certain days. My old schedule was 9 to 8. And I was still on live with y'all. This is when I had first started my journey. And I knew God had called me to do, like, pour into people. But I was pouring from an empty place. And that's why I couldn't, that's why God didn't let me exercise my gift like how I needed to. But honestly, it did push me into just my higher self, or getting closer. But I would come home, cook dinner, take my son a bath, take me a bath, get our clothes ready for the next week. Then I'm washing this man work clothes, because he work outside and do blue collar shit. So I'm making sure our clothes is washed. I'm making sure our shit is ready. Then when he get home, I'm already tired, but he the type of person where he like love and affection. So now you need my energy because you're drained by the world. So now I gotta pour into you, and I'm still tired. And then if I got just enough energy, I'm gonna get on and I'm gonna do readings for my collective. Just running on E. And that shit started catching up onto me. And you know the thing about God is so funny. He didn't let it affect me right away. It came over time. It came over time, and nothing ever hits you in your face right then, because God want to see how long you gonna do it. Because at first you start seeing signs. It's like riding on the dead end. At first you see like dead end 10 miles away, and you like, okay, maybe it's another turn, maybe it's like another way I can like get up out of here or something like that. Then you see dead end 1 mile, and then you just like, oh no, it stays still something, and then you run into the dead end. You just like full force wreck. You don't even slow down, just full force. She said, me being naive, I thought all it took was one cleansing and prayer under the cloth to release. I used to be like that. I didn't understand the gravity of continuously protecting and covering myself, not just anointing my doors, anointing my home once a month, like really just staying. Let me tell you something. What strengthens and anchors you is consistency. Everything about life is consistency. It's all about what you do consistently. What you do consistently, I can tell a lot about you as a person. If you're taking care of yourself consistently, if you're pouring into the business consistently, like anybody that's successful, anybody that's done anything or completed any goal, whether it was a weight loss goal, whether it was a diet, whether it was college, a job, a business, it was consistency that breeded results. You don't get to do one thing, and yeah, you can do one thing, you might get lucky, but you're gonna have to keep doing that same thing over and over and over again. You most definitely got to stay focused. This season of your life, you have to stay focused. Like, you don't just get to do it 1 or 2 times and then be like, all right, God, but this is it. You're right. It is going to be it. That's all you're going to ever get. It's just that one thing. You have to be consistent with where God has you. What's up, Molly Mall? You have to be consistent with where God has you. And then you can't be mad when you stay stagnant. Y'all be mad at God for the wrong things when you need to be mad at yourself. What else do they need to know at this time, Spirit? I'm going to just do 4 of these. Spirit say protect your peace. 22 on the timer. Your girl got military time. All twos. Protect your peace, but you got to choose that. 2. Twos are about choices. Alignment is a choice, y'all. You have to make a choice. When you are hanging around low vibrational people, the only thing that y'all have in common is that y'all in the same room. That don't mean that y'all at the same frequency. It just means that y'all in the same room. But you can either make the decision and stay and become a product or whatever the fuck is going on, or you can make the decision to say, you know what, this not really my thing. Y'all ever went somewhere and y'all walk right back out because you like, I ain't feeling this? I know I have. I done went to a restaurant and been like, this ain't my vibe. Let me leave. Let me go somewhere else. I done been to a club and walked in like, this not my vibe. Let me go. I done even been to kickbacks and I walk in and bitches just looking, staring, and not just like females, but niggas, like everybody just weird. It's giving drunk. It's giving spirits just all floating around this bitch. I'm gone. I was good seeing y'all. I don't feel too good. I was feeling good and then I just stopped feeling good. And it's not a lie because I was feeling good till I walked up in this bitch and now I gotta go. Spirit say protect your peace. Let me tell y'all something. Anything that's a gift from God is not to be gambled, it's not to be sold, and it's not to be told. Okay? Somebody, look, Spirit say your calm is sacred. Didn't I just tell y'all this? Choose silence over chaos. Process your emotions. Process your feelings. Write it down. Think about it. Sometimes, y'all, we don't even realize what triggered us or how we got to that place. We just know that we didn't like what happened, what was said. But once you process something, you can explain it better. Not everything deserves a reaction. Walking away don't deserve. You gotta explain yourself all the time. Just walk away. Silence. Yeah, look, take responsibility. This is advice at this point. Yeah, Spirit say this is advice. Somebody need to take responsibility, like I told y'all earlier. Man, I swear to God, this shit say your choices, your choices, your choices, choice. We just seen 2222, or I did, because I got military time. But your choices shape your path. Growth begins when you own your actions. Didn't I tell y'all that you can't move forward until you start taking accountability? Growth begins when you own your actions, when you take responsibility for how you showed up in your own life. This is your turning point. Spirit say things are turning around, but it's because you're starting to take accountability. You're starting to realize, like, damn, I'm not going to lose the weight unless I go to the gym consistently. I'm not going to see a difference in my gut health unless I eat things that are in alignment with my body. I'm not going to start seeing a difference in my business unless I go hard and I do seminars, or I learn more, I read books, or you just have some way of receiving and retrieving knowledge. I'm not going to finish school unless I take the fucking classes and pass them and study, or take them, study, and pass them. Like, come on, y'all, connect the dots. Take responsibility. Understand that everything that happens, it had a lot to do with you. And to be honest, most people don't want to accept the fact that they had a choice, because accepting the fact that you had a choice means that you're responsible for where you are in your life. That's why it's so easy to blame other people. It's so easy to blame other people. It's so easy to say, well, this only happened because this and that. And if they would have just, but if you just would have listened to yourself to begin with, or you could have just put your pride to the side, you would have one less fucking thing to worry about. Okay, we got 38 subscribers. We need 12 more. For those of y'all that are in here and those of y'all that just joined, if you have not already joined the YouTube, go join the YouTube. For those of y'all that send me a screenshot of your YouTube subscription, you will get $30 off of a service. I'm sorry, not 30. Oh, God, no. 30% off of a service. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me snatch that back. You will get 30% off of a service, though. For those of y'all that send me a screenshot of your subscription to the YouTube, which can be subscribed through the link in my bio, through Linktree, you will get 30% off of a service. You must send me a screenshot and I will send you a 30% off code. Okay? The website is also linked in my bio through Linktree. I bet you wish it worked like that. No. Past wounds. Oh, heartbreak residue. All right, y'all. Some of y'all, the reason why you cannot move forward is because you got residue on your heart. Your heart chakra needs to be cleansed. Past wounds affect the present. Old emotions reappear suddenly. Healing is still in progress. It's okay, y'all. Let me tell y'all something about this journey. Things gonna come up. Things only trigger you and come up so that you know what to heal. Because when you are aware and you are conscious of how your body feels and how your body reacts, and you understand that, oh, this came up because of that time. Okay, 39 subscribers. This is only triggering me because of that time when I allowed this person to do this to me, and then now this person's doing this to me. So that's my trigger. So I need to go back and heal the version of myself that gave a part to them that was able to do that. Like, you know, some people really can't do things without your permission. Let's talk about it. Some things. All right. And I just felt the need to clarify that. Let's get 2 more, or whatever you give me, Spirit. Heart over logic. Somebody got to start trusting your intuition. Yeah, that's it. All right. Heart over logic. Emotions override reason. You know the truth, but ignore it. God damn. Emotions override reason. You know the truth, but ignore it. Your heart keeps trying anyway. Somebody, you overget. Let me tell y'all something. God said guard your heart, for everything that you do flows through it. Your intuition is there. It's intuition, not a gift. Like, people, y'all be down like y'all be like debunking the things that God has given us. You know the type of gift it is to have a giving heart, to actually have a heart, to actually have a conscience, to actually be a being, a light being, and actually understanding that you can affect other people so much so that you don't want to hurt other people because you understand that they are still connected to God. Like, the same conscience that you have to not treat people the way that they treat you is what makes you different. So why would you not listen to yourself? Drama loop. The same pattern keeps returning. Somebody, you looping. You're looping because you're not being honest, and you're not telling yourself the truth. You're not being honest with yourself. You're not taking accountability. You're not being honest with yourself. The same pattern keeps returning. Lessons repeat until you understand them. Okay, 22.2. All right. Lessons repeat until you understand them. Notice what keeps happening again and again. Let me tell y'all something. My therapist said the realest shit to me. I was telling her about a situation. She said, "Don't that sound like the same thing that happened with your dad?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And she was like, "All right, how did you react?" And I said, "Well, I did da 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 da." And she was like, "Now what happened with this person?" And I was like, "Well, they did this and that." And she was like, "Well, how did you react?" And I said, "I did da 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 da." And then it's like, "Well, how did that work out for you? How did that pan out for you?" And it really didn't work out because it's just like I'm responding the same way, allowing the same things and responding the same way and expecting a different result. And that's literally fucking insanity, to do the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result when nothing about me has changed. And I know nothing has about me has changed because I'm doing the same thing. When you change your routine and when you change your habits, that's when the real change starts. But not only when you change it, but when you consistently and act on that. Spirit says, step back to see clearly. Distant brings understanding. Sometimes y'all, it's so many people in this collective, y'all are so afraid to be alone. Y'all are so afraid to be alone. And I'm gonna be honest, I used to be like that. But I have learned detachment through heartbreak. I have learned that nothing truly is ever mine. But what I told myself is that I don't no longer want to have a hard heart. I don't want to have a hardened heart because there's going to be people like y'all, like my collective, or even a husband that comes along, or even my child who will need my heart, who will need a soft version of me. And I want to be able to show up when it is necessary. So you know what I told God? I said, I will put a gate up. And I'm going to put a lock on it. I am going to put a lock on it. But I'm going to make you the key holder, God. And as the key holder or as the locksmith, you have the authority and the ability to pass out keys to those who are deserving. And I trust you to do it because I know that you even, if you told me to guard my heart, I can only imagine how you feel about my heart. So I know that anybody that has access or anybody that I feel drawn to give access to, it's because God has ordained them a key. Distance brings understanding. You see things differently from afar. Clarity returns with space. Somebody, you need to separate yourself. Well, it may be the job. Somebody, you may be overworking at your job and you feel like you overworking because you like, oh, my money, this, and that. Honestly, your money ain't been fucked up since it was fucked up. I'm just saying, if it ever was. What's this last card? Passive shade. Subtle tone reveals hidden resentment. Pay attention. Let me tell y'all something. When you do this, you can hear, you can see, you can comprehend, and you can show up in spaces above the room, not ahead of the room, but above the room. When you are exalted around people around you, when you are exalted above people around you, you start listening with a different ear. You go in the room with a different understanding. You understand that you are in a realm full of spirit. Yeah, even when you're in a room full of people, you're still in a room full of spirits because, like God says, we don't battle against flesh and blood, but spirits and principalities and high places that are literally operating in people. And the question is, what spirit are you operating in? Are you operating in the spirit of God? Are you operating in Holy Spirit? Are you operating in truth? Are you operating in authenticity? Because if you're not, I can guarantee you that you're just another, in somebody else's world where they are more aligned, you're just another spirit to them that they are exalted above. I can guarantee you that. But let me tell y'all something. It's people around you who you have to be. Let me tell y'all something. And this is crazy how everything is so full circle because it just came out in the collective the other day. But people who disrespect you, people who don't really like you, is never direct because they don't want you to know that they don't like you. Certain people who have literally, who their only assignment is to observe, monitor, and crush or try to deter your path. They'll listen to what you got to say. They won't tell you directly they don't believe your dreams. They won't even tell you that they want you to fail. No, they ain't gonna do it directly. It's gonna be in the little small things that they say. Spirit say subtle tone reveals hidden resentment. speaking against you and what you got going on, are you sure that's gonna work? Because, or like, you ever tell somebody, yeah, or you want to start a smoothie business, you know they got recalls on everything, bitch, you don't even know who my vendor is, you don't know where I'm getting my stuff from, you don't know what my cleaning process is, but your first resort was to tell me something negative, as if my plan isn't going to work, as if I didn't go before God. And that's why you can't tell everybody everything. The real message is between the lines. Y'all, people are smarter than we give them credit for, and that's gonna be your first mistake, is playing somebody like a dummy. Going into a situation now, it's going into a situation naive, and you playing somebody like a dummy. They can't use logic. Like, they can't process things just like you. Shade speaks loudly. Loudy. Shade speaks loudly. And God is wanting you to, in this, let me tell y'all something, because God already told y'all to step back to see clearly. So if you can take a step back to really see what God wants to show you, or what God has been trying to show you about people, places, and things around you, then you'll start listening with a different ear. You'll start seeing with a different set of eyes. You no longer, my mom used to always tell me, she used to always say, I don't see things in a carnal way. She said, I see everything spiritually. She was, I forgot how she used to say it, but that's basically what she was saying. But she was like, oh, she basically just like, I see now, but I don't see with my eyes. I see though. And I'm like, damn, what the hell she mean? Like, she see, like, God damn, like, what you mean you see, but you don't see with your eyes? But when you see spiritually, when you see through your third eye, when you really understand the gravity of a situation beyond what it is that's like tangibly there, that lets you know where you are spiritually. When you don't take people at face value, but then you start seeing their spirit. Like, the reason why I can't eat certain places, the reason why I can't go certain places, the reason why I can't have conversations with certain people, the reason why I will have some people message me and ask me for readings and I won't respond, is because I know your spirit. God won't let me. Come on now. Sent to steal, kill, and destroy. And you want to know something? The worst people are the people who aren't even aware that they're being used by the enemy in some type of way. You don't even know what spirits that you're carrying. You just see it as, oh, it's trauma, I'm still healing, or I don't know why I'd be depressed, I don't know why I'd be anxious. Bitch, I am scared of you. You telling me you ain't addressing that? Like, you just walking around here sad, mad, depressed, and humped over, fucked up, fucked out, whatever you want to say, however you want to put it. I don't want to deal with people like that, because what are they saying? Read between the lines. What are those people saying? You always said, you don't went to, man, come on, man. Like, let's be for real. She said, yes, same with some reaching out too, because, damn, hold on. Same with some reaching out to become clients. You can see it from, man, listen, it ain't discrimination. It ain't even about money at a certain point, but you got to think about what selling yourself looks like. Am I willing to service you and compromise me? No, that's what sacrifices look like, y'all. And what obedience will look like is when God show you something and you course correct. But when you gonna make a sacrifice, that's why people be like, oh my God, God loves it. No, because let me tell y'all something. Everything is not what people got to start reading things for how it looks. You got to read between the lines. Like, when God said we no longer have to make sacrifices, yeah, they was talking about the chickens and lambs and things like that too. But God was also saying that you no longer have to prove yourself to me, or you don't have to go out your way to prove yourself. All you got to do is be obedient. So when I show you something, when I give you direct communication, when I tell you to step left, you got to trust that I'm telling you to step left because there's a bus coming that you didn't see, but I'm telling you to step left so you don't get hit. You got to trust the direction, because obedience will have you in alignment. Sacrifice will have you saying things like, oh, well, I wasn't living my life right, and I lost my leg when I got hit by that bus, but it was worth the sacrifice because now I can tell my story. That's toxic. I just got chills, but that's toxic. And some people will tell stories like this, y'all. I had to give this up because, and then I'm just so grateful to be here to tell my story. You only telling that story because you were disobedient. But let me tell y'all something. God will still use something that was bad and still get the glory out of it, because there's a lesson either way. All I'm saying is, sometimes you gotta put it like that for people to understand. I'm just saying, sometimes you got to, because people don't, they be like, what you mean? Like, I think one of the worst questions people could ask me is what I mean, because I am so thorough and I am so straight to the point, and I really do break it down so that people can understand what I'm saying. And I feel like that's why some people are even comfortable to listen to me and understand and interpret God outside of the spiritual community, and really just understand that everything has truth in it, a little bit of it, at least before it was tainted or touched. You still got to be able to read between the lines. What is God trying to tell you? Now I'm hearing Betty Wright. What is the man trying to tell you? But think about it. What is God trying to tell you? But y'all, we don't really sit with ourselves long enough to hear what God has to say because we be so much in our heads. That's where anxiety come from. Anxiety ain't nothing but a version. No, anxiety ain't nothing but a spirit talking louder than your intuition. Because you done turned your brain into a stage. Let every thought just get up there and just run rapid. Everybody talent show, everybody get to perform. And by the time all the performance is done, you just worry. You like, oh my God, which one did I like best? Like, hey. Woo, child. Hey, boo. She said it's not funny, but no, for real. That's how I be like, it's not funny, but it's like, sometimes you gotta laugh it off. Like, you got to. All I'm gonna say is, and I'm gonna close this out. Take care of yourselves, y'all. Take care of you. Pour into you. Don't cut yourself short. Don't take breadcrumbs. I don't give a fuck how hungry you are. Don't take breadcrumbs. Don't take it. Don't accept nothing less of what it is that you deserve. And the only way that you'll know what you deserve is if you give that to yourself first. And once you start treating yourself a certain type of way, and you see the way that God spoils you out of your obedience, or the way things start moving towards you out of obedience because you listen to God when God said leave the party, or when you, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna leave y'all with this story before I go because my phone finna die. And I told the story to y'all before, but I went to this cookout back in my hometown. They have this big cookout every year. It's like a big old black block party. They got black owned businesses out there. They got food trucks. Everybody, food trucks. They got kids out there. They got good music playing, the 4-wheelers, dirt bikes, the jumping beans. Like, it's a good old time. Ain't nothing but a good old black time, right? So it started getting late, and it was this couple arguing, but it was like a heated argument. Like, if people wasn't looking, I'm pretty sure that man would have slapped the fuck out that lady. Like, it just seemed like an argument that they downplayed because people was watching, but I know behind closed doors they getting down. So that was the first red flag, right? I already knew then. I'm like, yeah, people starting to tweet, people drunk at this point in time. It's time to go. Like, we done had a good time. It's time to go. Like, and I'm pregnant. Yeah, this is why I was pregnant. So, all right. So we still standing around, but I was with people. So we just standing around. I'm like, but spiritually, I'm like, it's time. I literally heard God say it's time to go. All right. So then it's this group of boys that walk past. It's like 3 of them. They were like, hell yeah, it's time to get the fuck up out of here. And then they was like, yeah, we finna go. And they was like, all right, let's go. And then they walked past us. That was my second time. So first, God told me spiritually, right? He gave me that, like, he let me know, like, he spoke to me and told me it's time to go. Then he let me hear it. So first he brought it here, then he brought it here. And then they walked past, and then I'm like, okay, like, yeah, it is time to go. I kid you not. When God say it's time to go, it's time to go. You don't know if you got 5 minutes or not. And thank God I lived. But let me tell y'all, it wasn't even 5 minutes. They start shooting, y'all. They started shooting. I didn't know. It was so fucking crowded. Like, you had to squeeze through people. And this is a block party, y'all. It's a big ass neighborhood. But they just started shooting. I guess some people, I don't know. The story came out later on, of course. Yes. The story came out later on or whatever. But in the midst of that, all I know is I got my family with me. I went with my family. Well, like my cousins, like the cousins that, you hang out with. We out there. We just having a good old time. We had a cookout. It's a good time. It's other kids out there. It's kids in strollers out there. It's kids with 4-wheelers out there. Teenagers. And motherfuckers just shooting because they into it. And they not giving a fuck where they shoot at. And when I tell you everybody just ran, well, no, not like that. But like when we got mixed up in the crowd, my family was running one way. I was running another way. And this boy had grabbed me. I guess he realized I was pregnant. He was like, you need to come with me right now. And I was like, okay, I'll just go because I'm scared as fuck. But I say all that to say 3 people ended up dying. 2 older people and 1 younger person. But the people who the bullets were intended for, the bullet never met them. It met everybody. It met 3 people other than who it was intended for. But God had already told me it was time to go. And it's just as simple as that could have been me. So when God lays something on your spirit, and I know that sounds really heavy, but sometimes it really be detrimental to your soul that you listen when God tells you something, y'all. It really do be that deep. Like sometimes we don't get to leave situations. And I just heard God say, and I'm not really into this story, but I keep saying it. But I know for a fact, Nolan probably had a feeling that he shouldn't have went on that boat with them that day. Like sometimes it be detrimental to listen to your soul. It really do, because you really do not know what's on the other side of your disobedience. That's how important your soul salvation is. That's how important it is to spend time with yourself. That's how important it is to take a step back, because you want to walk into rooms being on top of everything. You want to walk into rooms knowing when the energy off. You want to walk into your job knowing like, all right, God, this is really going to be my last day here because I feel it in my spirit. God, this the last, like, I'm not living with this person no more because I'm used to them and we've been in a relationship for this long and this all I know. I'm not staying here no more. I know that you're going to provide some type of foundation for me. I know that the apartment going to come, or the approval is going to come. I'm no longer going to do things because it's safe for me. I'm going to do it because I've heard your voice and this is what you called me to do, or what I think is safe. Let me say it like that. What I think is safe, what I think is what I should be doing, especially if it ain't what God got for you. When you hear God, when you hear your intuition, listen. Like it wasn't like a radio ready to go, like I'm irritated. It was a ready to go, like you need to leave right now. And I'm like, damn, leave right. I'm like, and you know your intuition be on point when you pregnant. Like it's like you like God get auditory. Like when I was pregnant, I was so tapped in. Like I wouldn't really my dreams were so on point. Like I literally would have premonitions. I would dream something and then it would happen. That's how like in tune I was when I was pregnant. So I can only imagine if I had another child, how in tune I would be now. Like it would be scary. I just already know. But the fact that like God told me it was time to go, because truthfully, had we left, we would have been ahead of the crowd and we could have gotten out safely. Like people was driving crazy, people was running everywhere, everybody was scared, people was screaming. Like I never experienced nothing that traumatic before in my life. But my phone is literally on like 2%, y'all. I love y'all. And I'm always stressed that, or let y'all stress that. But I love y'all. Y'all know if y'all ever really need me, you know, you can DM me. Not hey, and I'm always direct to point you back to God. Because did you talk to God about it first? I'm here for you. But make sure you went to God first before you even consider coming to me. Always go to God first, write about it, sit with yourself, and then and if you need me then that's when I come in. But God always first. All right. I will talk to y'all later. Good night. Y'all sleep well, get some rest.